Religious chains, we changing the way. Religious ways, we changing the game. Changing the game.
Good morning, good people. Today's message is brought to you by my cup. No one is you, and that is your superpower. Today's episode, I'll just say, before this episode, I had to pray and meditate. My prayer is only thank you. It's the only prayer I have. I really don't ask for anything, because if we believe that God is who God says He is, Allah, Buddha, Gandhi, whatever you believe in, if we believe that that entity is who we say it is, then it already knows what we need. Like Jesus said, it already knows what we need. That's why Jesus said, don't bother your Father with lengthy prayers, for He already knows your needs. So I don't really do the long church prayers that I used to go through. I used to sit in church, listening to people pray for hours, wondering, didn't Jesus say don't bother God with lengthy prayers? Well, that happens, and it's not logical. It's not logical to keep begging for stuff from what is able to give you the stuff. There is something good in that, though, because you're clearly praying to something, so you must believe in something. So therefore, you're strengthening your own faith because you're praying to something that you can't see, that's intangible. So that, in essence, strengthens your faith. I see the way you guys are looking at me. Why did I come to court today with no shirt on? And again, this is to counteract all those thoughts and beliefs that you have to look a certain way when you're talking about God. That was one of my motivations in creating this show, is let's talk about God without religion. We can use religious references, but let's talk about God without the religion. Let's keep it logical so that we can all understand here, and we can't confuse each other with words and things like that. As long as we're not attached to any ideas. And when I say attached, it means if you were to come in here and say, well, I follow Muhammad, I'm not attached to you have to follow Jesus, or you have to follow Moses, or you have to follow Buddha. I say you have to follow truth, and wherever it comes from. And of course, people will say, how do you know truth? And as I always say, test it. But today's episode, this is a heavy episode, but I hope people get it because it's so powerful. So I want to dedicate this episode to two people. One, praise my man's daughter who passed away yesterday. And to my man Champ, Chris, he passed away. Notice I use the word passed away, passed on, but I don't say died. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
The illusion of death.
All right? I'm going to use something Jesus said, that most Christians don't really talk about too much and don't dive deeper into, but there's so much power in it. And it's, I came to overcome the grave. What does that mean, overcome the grave? There's a story in the Bible where Jesus walks up and runs up on a couple of the disciples before they became disciples, and he's like, follow me. And the guy says, good master, I have to bury my mom and dad, basically. I'm paraphrasing. I have to bury my mom and dad. And he said, Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead and follow me. Come on now, people. If you read that scripture and you read that there was a prophet, son of God, whatever you believe, and he was saying, follow me. And he basically said, I'll hold back the profanity for some viewers. F your mother and father. What's important now is following me. You would think that's narcissistic, egotistical, selfish, looking at it at face value. Look at Jesus as a way of life. not as a person. The more you get caught up in the person and character, the more you'll be attached, the more you will defend, the more you will separate. Just look at it as a lifestyle. So now, again, that's why I bang my gravel to you guys, because that's not logical that Jesus would say, follow me and forget your mom and dad. What is logical is to say, Jesus was saying, okay, they died. Go through your mourning period and get back on the lifestyle. Get back to living life. Get back to faith, peace, love, joy, happiness. I know it's difficult. I'm not saying it's easy. Like this message can be taken as insensitive because people need a time to mourn. First off, we have to know who we are. That's first. Okay? If you think you're your body, that's a little crazy because we both have the same thing. We both have eyes, ears, nose, mouth, heart, kidneys, liver, arms, legs, feet. You get what I'm saying? We all have brain, back, spine. We all have the same thing, right?
Why are we so different?
Now, as far as science goes, I don't believe you can measure what's going on inside of the mentality of a person by looking at the lights in a brain. By opening up a head, looking down and seeing things moving light up, and you're interpreting what that means. Life is too deep. There's too much going on. There's too many emotions, feelings, thoughts. You can't cut somebody's head open and say, oh, that's sense of humor. Let me cut a little piece of that out so they're not funny anymore. I work to create the physique I want in my body. I can't just tell it what to do. I have to train it to do what it wants because it's its own entity. You know, you understand? Like right now, I take a sip of tea. Do you understand what my body is doing with this tea right now? As far as taking out what it needs, separating what it don't, putting it down, cleaning blood. What's going on inside the body, digestion. You're not telling it to do anything. As I always say, these scabs and these cuts, this bruise on my thumb. No, I'm not on my Bad Bunny stuff. I don't paint my nails. But this bruise, it's gonna heal. Whether I want it to or not, whether I tell it to or not, it's gonna heal. That's what the body does. It does what it does. It grows as it grows. I can't tell myself be taller. I can't tell myself be shorter. It does what it does. Our minds, I'm gonna use the example of what I talked about today, my two friends. Their families all day long will more than likely be sad thinking about the memories of this person. Now, I know that's a normal process. But is it logical to create memories or thoughts in your head over and over that create sadness? It's not. But you can tell yourself, I'm not going to think about this today. And your mind is still going to send you a million thoughts about the same topic. Break up with a girl. Break up with a boy. And when y'all break up, the most smart, logical thing to do would be to forget about the person. But we all know how many thoughts that mind of yours is going to send you over and over and over. Whether you tell it not to or when you tell it to, it's still going to send the thoughts. Therefore, if you have the thoughts come in your head, you can pass them. Just like clouds, you can let them come in and say, look, next thought. Your body and your mind does its own thing. So who are you? You're inside here witnessing that. You can look at that thought and say, that's a thought I don't want. That's a negative thought. That's a positive thought. That's who you are. The person breaking down the thought, not the person creating the thought. Because we don't know where the thought comes from. All of the masters that I studied, Jesus, Gandhi, Muhammad, Buddha, Ananda, Maharaji, Neem Karoli Baba, same person, Deepamar. The people that I study, they all have the same answer about death. And my personal belief, because anything about the afterlife is a belief, because nobody can prove it right now. So my belief is, again, because I know I'm not my body, because I know I'm not my mind, that lets me know that I'm in here, watching, analyzing. I'm going through this experience on earth, and I need this suit to do it. And once I'm done with the suit, I'm done with the suit. When people talk about things, you want somebody to speak off experience. So let me give you a quick rundown of my experience in dealing with death. First, I lost my Uncle Johnny. Then I lost my grandmother. Then I lost my birth mother. And I'm talking about people who have gone on to whatever's next. Then I lost a brother and a sister, Gwen and Damon. Then I lost my best friend from childhood, Suri. Then I lost my best friend in college, Mace. Then I lost all my uncles after that, consecutively. So if this is an eternal experience and you're not your body, you're not your mind, you're in here, why does that have to die? How do you kill that? How do you kill that? And I have a question to all the people who say, well, I believe when you die, you just go nowhere. Tell me more about nowhere. Tell me more about nowhere. Sounds like a fantasy place in itself, doesn't it? But to say that what's in here, using this right now, making this work, like I told my friend, I said, and I say this to everybody who lost someone close to them, give them a chance to communicate with you. But remember, your daughter lost this, lost this, lost this, lost this. This is what we make sound with. We make sound with these tools. So if you watch this go into the ground, clearly you can't use this to make sound anymore. So they'll contact us through feel, through signs and wonders, through things around us. They will. And most people, and I know a lot of people watching right now are saying, yeah, I've been contacted, whether it was something you guys have in common, through a bird, through a rainbow, but something happened and you feel it inside, and there's a synchronicity to it that lets you know, oh yeah, this is the person letting me know that everything is good. You know, like for me personally, I believe my mother died at such a young age because me and my little sister, we needed protection on the other side because we lived really crazy lives, especially me. I put my life in danger endless times because I lived a really wild lifestyle. I think that she had to be on the other side to protect me from over there because I've totaled cars drunk, I've been in shootouts, bullets have passed me, like I felt the wind of the bullet pass me. I've had friends shot right in front of me. I can go on forever. There's so many times, and that's where my faith is so strong because of all the times that I said, please help me out this situation. When it seemed there was no way out, from court cases to tickets to job situations to just so many different times where I said, help me out, and I got help, you know? And again, someone will say, well, what about the times you didn't get help? I'm here. I'm here and I'm thriving. Clearly that was what was supposed to happen. Like everything, like it can't be a genie in the bottle. Because if we're all asking for what we want, then there would be no purpose to life because we would just get it. There's clearly some purpose to this journey where it's not about just, rubbing the magic bottle and getting what you want. I just want to say to everybody out there, study more. Study more about death from people who study death, from people who understand it.
The Viking side of me likes the idea of going to Valhalla and fighting every day, dying, waking up again, doing it again, but
even that's a little illogical because that would get boring at some point. Like it wouldn't be fun to do that forever. Like you're not experiencing nothing new, you're not growing, you're just staying the same. It would be fun for 100 years, 200 years, but eventually I'd want more. So that's not, even the Viking approach is not that logical. So I believe in everything. So I look forward to Valhalla for a season. Maybe I'll create it, maybe I'll manifest it. So I'll look forward to that for a season, but then I want what's next, whatever God, the universe, whatever that has planned for me. The ineffable.
Death is an illusion.
Please use the time to mourn, study, allow the people to contact you so they can show you that their energy is still flowing and moving. And again, look forward to meeting them again. Let's not believe that evil is running this whole show, and that people die and you lose people and you never see them again, and you build these relationships just for them to be stripped away. Especially for the religious people, that God is love, and if you believe that, that's not love. That's actually mean. That's actually anger, hatred, delusion. It's actually those things. So hug your loved ones today. Appreciate life. Don't be attached to it. There's nowhere to go. Like I said earlier, tell me more about nowhere. Oh, it's a dark place. It's black. Oh, black? Sounds like outer space. Are they out of space? No. It's not over. It's not over right now. I personally have no fear of death. Like I've been in situations where I look death in the face, and that, like getting this tattoo right here, true faith casts out all fear. That came from a life-threatening situation where I wasn't scared. I didn't get scared because I'm not afraid of death. I look forward to the next journey, and not many people live this life, live this way. And I close in saying, like Jesus said, people dying, I don't feel much pain in that. When I die, remember, dying just means losing the suit, dropping the body. When I'm not afraid or worried about that, I'm just looking forward to my next journey. As I always say in closing, belief guides us, religion divides us, actions define us, and truth will refine us. I love y'all. To all the people I mentioned in the show that I dedicated this episode to, I love y'all. Be strong. My prayers, my power, my love, my faith is all with you in any way that I can give it to you. But you know, for it to be really accessible and powerful, you have to tap into it yourself. The person you are, this is to the family and relatives, the person you are inside that suit is much bigger and much stronger than you can believe. And going through this situation will show you of who you are and what you can overcome. So use it for that, you know, grow, be strong, go through your mourning period, and then when it's over, come back stronger, sharpen, refine as the person who went on will want you to be. You know, let them empower you, let them give you their energy. Use their energy to keep on and doing your mission in life, whatever that is.
As your frequency rises, it's inevitable that your blessings begin to take off like a spaceship. Up and away.